quick for you starting, and even before you started, they cutting trees outside my window. So
that's understood. That's understood. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What's up? What's good? This is a very special edition of Chauncey Chat Live. If you do not know what Chauncey Chat Live is, I'll talk about all that movie-ish. I'm talking about the horror-ish, the sci-fi-ish, action-ish, comedy-ish. Well, we're going to talk about a special type of ish because I got some wonderful gentlemen right with me here today. And we're going to talk about a special little movie near and dear to our hearts that we grew up with. It has been the 35-year anniversary of this wonderful movie that came out in the 80s. And we are glad to talk about it right here, right now. Right beside me, got one of my very best friends, also Underground Blur King of Chicago, Mr. Read Your Books himself, Mr. Corey Green.
What's happening, y'all?
On the upper right-hand side here, I got a fellow Chicagoan, fellow brethren, actor, comedian, pro wrestler, and he's just a jack of all trades in terms of entertainment, Mr. Jay Washington.
He is just a black dude who is sleepy, who currently lives on the West Coast, who didn't go to bed till 3-something because he got off work from his bouncer gig at 2. So he's happy to be here.
It shows you how hard he works. On my lower left, down on the bottom here, I got another fellow Chicago brother. He is a big-time hip-hop MC up on these streets, does his thing, and he is hella knowledgeable on the blurriness. The man, me and him didn't talk shop many years through comic book shops, through, fellow circles or what have you. Good to have this brother on the scene. He is a part of a group called Fly Nerd Group Entertainment. Mr. Coachy Soulstar.
What's happening, y'all? Appreciate it. Glad
and last, here. And last but absolutely certainly not least, this gentleman right here on the lower end, he is a part of the wonderful kingdom that we know and love, known as Double Toasted. This man is a diehard Transformers fan. This man talk hell about his Transformers collections, and I am ready to chop it up with him and can't wait to see him again back in Chicago when we get up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Oz Green, ladies and gentlemen. What is good, brother?
What's going on, everybody? Good to see you brothers all together, man. This is wonderful. Wonderful.
No relation. Yeah, exactly. No relation. Maybe last name, but
Right.
Go. Well, brothers, we are here to talk to folks about this wonderful movie that we know and love, known as Transformers movie.
Yes, sir.
Back in August 8th, 1986, this movie then came on the scene. It came in theaters. Took our favorite characters that we know and love for the first couple of years back in 84 to a whole nother level when this movie came out. And I just like to know what was it like for you in that time when Transformers movie first came
out? I mean, I went and saw it at Evergreen Plaza, man.
Okay.
Like Evergreen Plaza. A couple weeks after it came out, it was me and an older cousin, and I was a hardcore Transformers fan at that 86. I'm in the thick of it, in the absolute thick of it. So for me, it was mind blowing, man. Especially like first to hear the Transformers curse, that was like a big deal for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even though they didn't say much, but open, damn it, open was like, I was like, Ultra Magnus curse, you know what I'm saying?
At 10 years old, yeah, right.
But of course, the death of Optimus Prime had a huge impact. I kind of felt like a little piece of my childhood died on that screen, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an amazing experience. If I had known then the phenomenon like it would have become, it's just amazing to see that movie. And it's still like I watched it just the other day with fresh eyes. Like I love this thing. It never fails me. Whenever I need something to go to, it never fails. So
I watched it at Everblack myself. Let's just be real. If you're from Chicago, from Southside, it was Everblack Plaza. It was never only the melanin deficient folks who lived around there called it Evergreen. Between that, hearing Spike say, "Oh shit, what are we gonna do now?" I was like, "Excuse me." I was like, what? Like, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing a bunch of Transformers in the opening scene. Watching Megatron get murked was the best thing ever. I think we all love the fact of Starscream thinking he finally won. He finally finna run the Decepticons. He had the whole coronation, bro. And then all of a sudden you hear coronation. This is bad comedy. You're like, oh. You know, and so, right. Here's a hit. And bloated like Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron, phenomenal. Orson Welles as Unicron. Those are iconic things through this that still stand out. And you know, I think I can speak for all of us when I say when we heard the first Michael Bay Transformers was going to come out, we already knew it had a high bar to reach. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
The bar it had to reach was the 86 animated movie. So,
Uh-oh.
No.
no, I'm here. I'm just happen to always hit the cord on this microphone for some reason to tell me it's unplugged. It act like it's bootleg. Anyway, I'm here. Like to, you know, saying to have the first Michael Bay movie be live action. Everyone who grew up like us on the animated movie were like, yo, it's got to hold to that standard to us. You know, that's a big deal.
Yeah, man. I never got to see it in the theaters at all when I was a kid. I remember begging my mom and dad, like, yo, I got to see this. You see me in front of here, this TV, you know, every day at 3:30 with these things in my hand. You know, I got to go see this, right? It's like, we good on that. Like, damn. So, you know, I had to wait till later on to see it, but seeing the aftermath of it, you know, with the season 3, like the aftermath of the movie when you have the Rodimus Prime and you had the sweeps and Galvatron, you know, it was for me. I guess I was happy that I didn't see it because I missed a section of time, so I was able to kind of fantasize of what I thought happened in between that time. Right. And when I finally got to see it, I was like, oh, okay, it kind of lines up everything. So it was a good surprise for me to see, you know, what happened. And just, you know, the whole phenomenon of Transformers is like, because remember, man, when it came to cartoons, it wasn't much to choose from, right? So, and you held on to the things that you love. The first thing that brought me into cartoons was at the Battle of the Planets, and for me, getting into Transformers is almost like Battle of the Planets, and then you had, you know, these vehicles that turn into robots and vice versa, and you know, they say it's a big toy commercial, and they're right, you know, but, you know, at that point in time, it didn't matter to me. You know, I mean, I just loved it so much. It was something different. It was something new. And, you know, nothing was coming close to it, you know, and finally get to see the movies after having all these toys around me, you know, it was phenomenal. And as you guys said, just so much history around it, and just all the quotables from this movie, man. I still use from the day.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, and you know, it's just something else, man. I always tell my kids it's over, Prime. and they come back never. I'm like, yes, that's it. You know,
I've learned in relationships you can use the line from the trial of Planix when it's like, spare me this mockery of justice.
Yes.
Any relationship you ever in, fellas, that line, spare me this mockery of justice, will always work real quick. Now, granted, you might be sent to Sharkticons, but that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, I've used those quotes because I play Dungeons and Dragons too. So I use those quotes, and sometimes in D&D, sometimes that stuff becomes real relevant. You know, like it become real relevant in the Dungeons and Dragons game, man. Like real talk. I've literally said we can give them one hell of a repair bill. You know, when faced with overwhelming odds, it's like, yo, all we can do is shoot our way out of this.
Yep.
Basically. Yeah, because I know, like I say, a couple weeks when it was released, my pops took me to it one day after school, checked it out. Most wonderful experience, theatrical experience, probably my all-time favorite theatrical experience with my father seeing that movie, because he knew how much I love Transformers. He knew how anticipated I was of seeing this movie. And when we saw the first opening sequence of the Unicron coming into the scene, I was just like in awe. It was like, who or what the hell is this thing that's destroying this damn planet?
As you say that, I can still hear that music, that do-do-do.
Man.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm still in awe of that.
And bro, shout out to Vince DiCola. And like, for those all who don't know, and to me, he's underrated to this day. with the work he's done on that movie along with Rocky IV. Soundtrack that he puts to this movie is sick.
It's really good.
Yeah. The score for this is just as important as the film itself.
Right.
You know, like I had no idea about some of those songs. Are these just for the movie? Were these real? You know, like the whole thing. You know, I know who Stan Bush is because of Transformers the movie.
Right.
Like I wouldn't have known that without that movie.
Who would have heard the song "Dare to Be Stupid" without Transformers the movie? You know what I'm saying?
Without.
Without you know what I'm saying? It's certain things you don't get in life. Like we all sing "You Got the Touch" because of this movie.
Yeah.
Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else uses you got the touch gets used for so much stuff, but this is where it originated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For being a main thing.
Yeah, this is a fantastic time capsule of 1986, right? It's hard. It's like what look at 1986, you have to mention this movie. You know, there's no way about it. You know, just the cultural, thing that it caused. You know, everybody's Transformers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it when I was a kid in the theater. Funny thing was, for one, I saw the trailer at my grandmother's house. One weekend. I was over there for either during the week. I was on the old television, on the old color television, ready to come in right on channel 32 or whatever. Trailer comes on. I'm like, excuse me, there's a Transformers movie? And my mind was just blown. And I was like dying to see it all that summer. So like, my grandmother worked in Skokie and my grandfather drive her out there at the newspaper. Like the weekend it came out, I was just on 10s wanting to see this movie. I finally saw it that Sunday with my father too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I fell asleep in the first like 25 minutes, but the theater experience was something else. It was just amazing, and it was just like nothing else was just like it. And like I feel like it defined a generation of us with that film.
No,
that's true. I mean, it became a point where every Christmas, I would get Transformers, and I still get Transformers every Christmas to this day because Christmas, there is no Christmas without Transformers for me. It's funny enough, what just came in because Hasbro's been putting out a bunch of phenomenal figures. If y'all haven't seen those,
I have seen some of the latest releases. Yeah, they've been done.
And it's the 86 series, and it's specifically from Transformers the movie. And I just got Wreck God today.
What?
I'm so jealous.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll show you.
And I'm gonna say this real quick.
Real quick.
Oh, that's a flex.
Oh, that's the ultimate flex right there, boy.
Yeah, son. Yeah.
Is he staying in the box though? Is the question.
The stand?
Is he staying in the box?
I bought two, brother.
Oh, okay.
One good to come out. You know what I mean? And this kid here came out too.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Nice. It's ridiculous. Hold on. I'll give you one more. Hold on. I'll give you one more. Give you one more. Oh, man. Geeking out, son. Here we go. So I got this guy here.
Oh, you got a cup. You got a cup.
Yes, and while it was there, I had to pick this guy up as well.
Wheelie.
See.
Scourge, yeah.
Scourge.
Yes, sir. So,
Brother Oz, much respect I got for you, because you and this man, y'all gonna start making me collect again.
I mean, you gotta have to, because on the toy scene, right? Transformers hasn't been, they've been putting out all this new stuff because there've been a lot of iterations of Transformers that's come out since, making them younger, taking them the Michael Bay universe route and stuff like that. And I haven't been into it at all. Of course, we're G1 guys, and to hear that they're putting that back out, doing it G1 style, but making it better. Because let's face it, the old toys that they had, they were kind of whack.
Like,
right. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta be careful how you manipulate it.
Man, you be trying to transform it one too many times. Next thing you know, that leg don't move no more. You like,
all right. But now they're making it very, comic, very toy accurate to a point where when it's a robot, it looks like a robot. When it's a vehicle, it looks like the vehicle. So I hop back in all in, man. My poor wife, but she's good.
I have to reserve Perceptor. The Perceptor's coming.
Yes, yes, sir.
See, I gotta get Soundwave and Blaster. Those were my two of my favorites.
Blaster coming out 2022.
Yeah, but if I get them all, if I get Soundwave, I need Soundwave with Frenzy, Rumble, Laserbeak, Ravage. I need Blaster with Ramjet, all them cats again. I need all the tapes, all of them slide them together.
All I say is that if you venture down this rabbit hole, my friend, be prepared to not come out. Because
I already know.
If I do, I don't think I will.
But you can this wisely and not go crazy with it and not spend a whole lot of money.
Let me tell you something. I've been sitting on Amazon a couple times, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this young. Because I just moved in May, so I was like, I want to put some stuff in the crib. So I was like, all right, what are the two things I really want in this house, or three things? I was like, yo, I should get a classic Voltron, right? Number one, get the Lion Voltron. Then I was like, I think I need a Devastator somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a Devastator now this ain't the movie, but these fellas will appreciate this. I need a Predaking in this joint. Like, I gotta have a Predaking.
I still got my Predaking. I picked up a Devastator. I think it's back here somewhere. It's the big joint.
That's the one I'm talking about. The number one I'm talking about. Yeah,
I got that one there. I got a Metroplex. It's stupid over here, though. It's stupid.
Oh man,
it's stupid.
I'm jealous eyes.
Exactly. Man. But when it comes to this movie, though, man, we gotta holler about some of these key elements that didn't happen in this movie. For example, one of the most iconic moments in the movie was when the Decepticons tried to call themselves attacking Earth or what have you. So they decided to hijack one of the Autobot shuttles.
Oh, yeah.
What was going through y'all's mind when you saw the likes of Ironhide, Prowl, and Brawn get mutilated like they did?
Man, okay, when Megatron flipped into Starscream's hand. Now, we've seen this before. We've seen this on the show a million times.
Right.
When he hit Brawn in that shoulder, I was like, oh, that was a rough hit. Then that second shot, and he blew that hole in the top of his back, and his lights went dim.
Right.
I was like, oh, this is not a game. This ain't a game. Then Ratchet. Then after Brawn was Ratchet, and then Ironhide caught it.
Yep.
And then survived.
About Prowl.
Yeah, and Prowl. Yeah, Prowl.
Yeah. Prowl got it second. Then
Prowl caught it. Look, Prowl caught it. Prowl caught it so bad you felt sorry for him. You was like, oh.
No, Prowl caught it when you saw the facial expression, all that stuff.
Yeah, he tried though.
But Ironhide took it point blank in the face at the end.
I cried.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to go out like a G though. He's like, nah, such heroic nonsense.
But that's what you expect out of all the people you expect to go down like that. If Prime ain't going, it's Ironhide. Ironhide, that one person, that one Autobot you knew, I'm going down with a fight, and then Megatron was like, bitch, and it just let her.
but that's his name though. It's in his name, Ironhide. You expect no less.
But if it wasn't for that though, if you think about it, if it wasn't for Ironhide getting that last hit, which blew the hole in the ship that Hot Rod saw through,
right?
You know, he was able to see through the ship. You know what I'm saying? So
they shot through a hole when they first got in there anyway. Yeah,
they did blow the hole open too. But yes, it was kind of a Pyrrhic victory because it gave the Autobots time to get ready.
Yeah, because if that hole don't go through, the Decepticons coming through in Autobot City and letting them all have it out of nowhere.
Right. Because
out of nowhere.
Yeah, Hot Rod saw the hole, then saw the door. He was like,
what ain't fool doing?
Yeah, I mean,
he was out there chilling with Daniel, like, oh, just look, it's so beautiful day. And,
But you're right though. That opening scene, you know, having all those guys catch it the way they did, it made me real nervous. I was like, wait a minute, if those guys could die, shit. You know, that got me real nervous.
Exactly.
And then the carnage continued, and when they touched down on Earth, I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah, they were just pulling bodies from the wreckage in Autobot City. It was bad.
Yeah, poor RC.
And
Oh,
Poor RC. She was like, oh.
right.
You know what's crazy about that scene is again we watch. This is up to season 2, right? That's what the movie said after season 2, which lets you know if the Decepticons really had wanted to in season 1, they could have gave the Autobots the business a long time ago. It really put that in perspective for you. You like, yo, they came through on the ship and got him, and then went like you said, Cochise, we've seen Megatron flipping the Starscream's hand a million times, and now he letting off lethal shots. Like,
yeah, now you're not missing. Wait a minute,
now you're not missing.
Now you're not missing. You've done
now
this.
The shoulder. Their shoulder's gone.
Now you got accuracy. Okay.
No question. But since we brought up Hot Rod, it kind of segue into the introduction of the newer Autobots and Decepticons or what have you. So, like, when you came across the likes of, say, Hot Rod, Cub, Blur, RC, Springer, and even Ultra Magnus, was people you didn't dug throughout that time, or what were your thoughts on some of these newer characters?
I was on Springer, but Cup was my guy. I felt Cup was a rider.
Right.
Really?
I felt Cup was a rider when I saw him swing around Blitzkrieg's tank and pull the thing.
Right, that was hot.
I was like,
that was a hot move.
I was like, yo, that old man is with it right there. And then like,
yeah.
This his whole presence in the movie, you know what I'm saying? Like he was about it. He was funny too though. He was like, he was a
young punk. I'll straighten you out.
He was that guy. Blur I was cool with. RC was interesting because that was the first, kind of gendered, as we know, female gendered transformer. So that was interesting. I was like, all right, I'm with it. I wasn't sold on Ultra Magnus though.
Right.
Really?
Okay.
I wasn't.
I wanted Ultra Magnus to die. He seemed snobby. Like, remember, he thought he should open up the Matrix, and I was like, why didn't you shoot him in the face? Like, they could have popped off Ultra Magnus. I think he would have been the one death. I think if they'd have caught him early, I think everybody would like, all right, well, like we moved, like Ultra Magnus is gone, like
right.
Yeah, no,
Magnus got his shine after the movie.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, no, I mean, seeing those other characters, I thought they were cool. But first, no lie, I was like, okay, damn, new toys, I can't wait. That was the first thing I thought. This is gonna be fantastic. I can't wait to get these guys. But introducing new ones, I'm okay, cool. I like that they were expanding the lore a little bit. I would like to know how these guys got, because how they got there, because they just in the movie they just were there. Right. I was like, okay, well, where did you guys come from? I want to know, then we have a female one. I'm like, okay, how did this happen? How's this working? Who's making female robots? I'm confused. And and having Daniel replace Spike in a sense of being the kid with the robots. Again, the whole thing that pulling me through that was saying, okay, cool, I'm gonna get some new toys, it's gonna be awesome. And I wanted to see where this went. But then when the thing happened, I was like, screw all y'all. Where's my man? Where's my man? I ain't trying to see. Where's my guy?
Where's my guy? My guy's turning great. Yo, I think that was the thing for all of us. Tell me if I'm wrong, that got us the heart. It wasn't that Optimus died. It was Optimus turned gray, and they let you know Optimus was out of here. You were like, where's Optimus's color? You were like, yo.
His soul was gone.
Gone.
And you know what? I also credit Transformers the movie for introducing an unexplained time shift. Like, we're not gonna tell y'all how far ahead we jumping in time. We just gonna move you.
Yeah, it's 2005. That's it, baby.
It's 2005,
Right. It was like it moved from what was the current time, 87, 88. They was in that time, the culture and the human culture reflected in the cartoon. Then it was boom, 2005.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
They were like, this is what we think cars gonna look like. Y'all just ride with this, okay?
Right. I'll let y'all have that for a minute.
And so that meant it was so much more the same. It was just Autobots and Decepticons having failed fights for like 20 years, 20 plus years. So I like how they just kind of like, now it's serious.
Right.
Like,
that's cool.
The games are done.
Yeah,
now not everybody could die.
Yeah, when you think of it in those terms, they've been slap boxing for so many years. Like, you know what? I had enough of this. It's time to really end, y'all. Let's do this.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what day when Megatron wake up and was like, you know what, Starscream? I'm sick of this shit. I haven't been using my full blast. You haven't what? I haven't been using. I've been getting my ass kicked for using what? Like, Starscream, like, I've been getting whooped. Like,
at the same time, when we talk about that opening scene, pre-Prime's death, man, he count from that scene was major. Mm-hmm. When he flipped out and was like, he's from the air shooting, he's bam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Again, y'all could have been doing this the whole time.
They got close.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. Optimus and Megatron all of a sudden in this movie decided, fuck all the games. Like, for lack of better words.
Oh yeah, that, yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, yo, we finna do this to the fullest now. Optimus then had this plasma cannon. There's an episode in the TV series where Optimus loses his arm still holding his gun and it just taking things out. You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden in the movie, Optimus like, I swear for God, I'm tired of Megatron. Like, what? Like,
yeah.
The new characters, man, they done that in season 2. A lot of characters in season 2 all of a sudden just popped up. Like the Protectobots just popped up.
Yeah, the Technobots popped up. Like you like
Trax and the
Predacons,
Red Alert. They just popped up. So
the Terracons just popped up.
Headmasters and all them.
Yeah. So when the movie came up and all new characters popped up, I was just like, okay, so let's just roll with it. And I actually pretty vibe with those characters when I first saw the movie. Maybe because I was watching Transformers when it first came out, but I got into them like around that 85, 86 time frame. And I saw the first season and some of season 2, but I got into it more because when I was a kid, my mother worked at a school that I was going to. And when we moved, when she worked at the school, I wasn't home until like late in the day, till 6 o'clock. So I missed all the cartoons. When we moved, and when I went to another school where she did not work there, I was able to see those cartoons after school. Then that's the first time I could watch them with no problem. When the movie came out, I saw the new characters. I was in heaven with it. I loved it, especially like Blur and Springer. One of the best lines in the movie. He goes, "I got better things to do tonight than die."
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a key one.
That's a good one too. Yeah,
but that lets you know we had military type. Those were military robots. Like I got better things to do. Like that's like Jesse Ventura and Predator. Yo, you believe? I ain't got time to believe.
Yes, sir.
Another iconic line.
Oh yeah. So since we also bring this up too, this is a character that some people like, some people may not like. Hella controversial. We're going to talk about this gentleman known as Hot Rod, voiced by 80s icon Judd Nelson. So there are some who like him. At one point in time, I did like him because, he was a cool-looking robot, turned into a cool-looking car. Did some really cool scenes here and there in the movie. But then it comes to the also controversial moment in the ultimate battle of Optimus Prime and Megatron. Hot Rod decides to put his 2 cents in and be like, I got to help Prime. Cub was like, stay away, that's Prime fight. In other words, Cub was like, sit your little ass down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Prime and Megatron been fighting for a long, long time. So you need to stay over there.
Yeah, man.
But, him being the turbo rumping young punk, he had to put his 2 cents in. And some people believe because of his interference that it caused Prime to die.
It did.
Yeah, it did. I was waiting for Hot Rod and Megatron to high five and leave, talking about we got it. The way because that looks so set up. Out of the way, Hot Rod. Oh man.
So it is true, Hot Rod. Like if you look at it, that's why when you get to the end, when he's the one to open the Matrix, you're like, does the Matrix not realize what happened? Like, does the Matrix not understand previously on the life of Optimus Prime? Like,
Hot Rod is that mixed bag character for me because like you said, he was a cool looking robot, cool looking car, and then he gets involved in the Prime fight, and it's like come on, man. And then you know you carrying that weight, so I'm looking at it like, man, I hope the Sharkticons eat your ass. You know, like I'm carrying this animosity because as a youth I didn't realize the foreshadowing because you know I wasn't story concepts new to me when he grabbed the Matrix that he was the next one in line.
Right.
You know that was I'm only 9 years old. What do I concept was new to me, but. I disliked him more as Rodimus Prime because his leadership in season 3 was trash.
Yeah. I think the writers realized that too. They was like, we got to bring Prime back. We can't. It was like, we can't do this. The only thing dope about Rodimus Prime was the final transformation when he opens the Matrix and he has his own type of trailer. That's the only thing good about Rodimus Prime. Everything else was like, you should have died. Like you feel like that as a kid watching this, you're like, Megatron could have had one more shot, and that could have been you. Like he could have had one more shot.
I think everybody also was thinking when they went to the Jug Planet how they put Ultra Magnus back. Bring Prime there. Why do you bring Prime back there?
They're the wrong dude.
The same thing. Like, okay, bring back Prime. So Prime's gonna come back, right?
I think everybody was like, "Yo,
so like, hit him junkie on, y'all gonna fix him, right?"
Yes, everybody's like, "Yo, bring him there."
Yo, they're like, "That's the wrong dude." Like, no, y'all got the parts. Hey, that man's body, you got a windshield. You can put a new windshield on like
they rubbed
the show addresses that, which is hilarious.
I was like,
it kind of made it seem like they could have brought Prime back like real easy. It seemed and I get what they tried to do in season 3 writer wise, but the movie had kind of set the tone. The movie set the tone.
Yeah,
I mean,
what happened with that, I believe, was the outcry of Optimus Prime dying, right? And the writers were like, "Listen, we're going to put it in an area where we're showing Rodimus Prime as a new leader, green around the edges, and he has to learn as he goes through his episodes." People are like, "He's annoying." Nobody likes the character. The sales for Rodimus were actually going down as well for the toy. So at that point now, they were like, "All right, we need to bring this dude back somehow. I don't care how you do it, just come back." You know what I mean?
Outcry about the people they wanted him back in the first place.
It was a huge outcry, and they brought him back like twice. Once, I think,
a fake time. Yeah. There was the fake time, and then there was the virus episode, so everyone was turning red.
The hate plague.
The hate plague. Yep.
Yeah.
That's when he officially came back.
Right.
And Bumblebee became
Golden Bug.
Goldberg. Yep. And and Robin's like, "Yep, this is yours."
And they showed him, and when he came back, remember they showed him. The best part was in the cartoon, and I know this ain't the movie, was when Rodimus gives the Optimus the Matrix. He's just like, you just see him. You're like, and all is right in the world. All right.
I'm gonna be in the minority, and like I really liked Rodimus.
Well, I gotta go, y'all, because he's.
But hear me out, Jay. Hear me out. So again, I know he wasn't Optimus, but I liked him learning and figuring things out. And also he became more of a diplomat. I was like a political figure more than Optimus, and that was kind of different. And him dealing with issues with the ranks that he had to deal with, like when First Aid wanted to quit, he was a pacifist.
Right.
And he had to convince him, like, First Aid, dude, we need you. You don't fight, not a fighter, fine, but Autobots still need First Aid. We need your help. They're like the fifth Metroplex. That and his other leadership issues they dealt with. And I actually really enjoyed that. Although I miss Prime, but I kind of, I don't want to say put on equal footing, but I don't have the hatred towards Rob.
And I will say this.
His style is different. I know it's not for everybody.
I will say this. Rodimus had problems Prime didn't have because the weight of the peace that had been negotiated was on Rodimus's back.
Yeah.
Like the time he was in Japan, he had to
he
had battles in Japan.
Yeah, he had a whole Cybertron to kind of govern at that time. Prime was still like more. He was almost like he was running the A-team. Like I got my unit on Earth, you know.
Right.
So Rodimus had a different set of problems, and I do respect that he had a different set of problems. I just never got in love with with how he was written.
And I think that it tells us a tell sign of how I think the writing was probably maybe a little bit ahead of its time, because they were trying to tell this, this interwoven story of how, like you were saying, peaceful times, and how do you, balance between when you have to be a soldier and when it's time to peace. Whereas the cartoons of that time was like, this is good, this is evil, boom, 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 evil. It was very black and white. Now they were trying to bring some sort of complexity to how you should lead and how you should govern. And I don't think, we wasn't ready for none of that.
I mean, you see it in the movie. I decided to play the movie on the TV too, just so I could watch it while I talk about it with y'all, because I feel like that's the thing you do in this moment. But when you talk about complexities, think about it. You have a slight moment where the Decepticons and the Autobots have to work together when they realize what Unicron really is. Yeah, they're like, this is bigger than the both of us,
right?
You know what I'm saying? He got because remember, Galvatron was under his control because Unicron was like, no, bro, I made you. You know what I'm saying? Right. I took Thundercracker, Skywarp, and all them and made Scourge and Cyclonus, and I took the beat up ass Insecticons and gave you the sweeps. Yeah. Like,
you belong to me.
You belong to me. He told him, you belong to me.
And that was hard. He was like, I belong to no one. Ooh, that was hard. But go ahead. That was hard.
That's what I'm saying. Galvatron, like, yo, do you not realize who I was? Not even who I am. It's like who I was. Yep. Like, I appreciate the new body, you know what I'm saying, to color up the paint job, but I don't belong to nobody.
Yeah, that was hard.
You know what I'm saying? Galvatron, I don't belong to nobody. Who you think you talking to, fam? And then Unicron changed up, and Galvatron was like, you know what? I think y'all got this. Someone gonna get up out of here.
But even to that effect, you're right. They had a bigger problem, bigger than them, but they didn't showcase that till like the very end of the movie.
Yeah, this is true.
But if it was one of these modern movies, they would have gotten together earlier in the movie, trust each other, don't trust each other, and then actually get it together. Whereas back then it was like, why is Megatron helping Optimus? That don't make no sense. This is stupid. You know what I mean? Or to that effect. So they kept it really black and white back then. All the cartoons did that. But yeah, that sense of complexity that they try to bring, in those last seasons, I think that was unfortunately the end, the downside of it, or just them trying to be smart, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is that if you go back and look at some of those writers, a lot of those writers went on to have like huge comic book success, like J. Michael Straczynski, Warren Ellis.
Yes.
Like they all like we're talking about like J.M. DeMatteis was like wrote Spider-Man, and he was a current writer on Transformers. So like we see that once they started hiring like these comic book guys, the stories got more complex.
Right.
The stories got more intricate.
Yes.
And the movie, I really feel like, hey, we're gonna throw this brand new spin on it and get darker from here. And and the third season was dark. It was for what it was. It was dark.
Yeah. It was Galvatron losing his mind.
Galvatron going crazy, shooting his own man. he had to go to a therapy planet.
Yes.
I mean, let's keep it a buck for a second. You lived a regular life as Megatron. Your whole existence has been take over Cybertron. You get marooned on Earth. You want to conquer this planet. You've been fighting the Autobots for damn near 20 years, according to the movie. You finally get up on the dudes you've been trying to get up on. In the process, get your stuff blown out, and then you get turned into a whole other person by this entity that tells you ain't you no more, you mine. And so you like, nah, I'm still me. And then you realize this ain't right. And now your brain is messed up. What are you saying? We got to an extent, you feel a slight bit sympathetic for Galvatron. You like, he done went through a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Went through a lot. Yeah. Then you got Ghost chasing you.
You got Ghost chasing you. You done going through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You done went through some things. To an extent, you're like, yeah, Galvatron kind of was dealing with it. Like,
But he was in the arts and craft of every planet and made a gun start shooting.
Hey, what you do? What you do?
He was true to who he was. He was true.
No.
Lived his truth.
And it's true.
Lived his truth.
Yes, indeed.
And he was physically damaged too. Like not like because when he landed on the magma planet, the circuitry was damaged too.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm saying what made him Craven crazy was the
So
magma planet.
Yeah, in addition to whatever psychological damage was done to him by all of that, plus the physical damage. Yeah, he was.
That movie was ahead of its time, man. Mental health, man, it's an issue, baby.
Man,
Yeah.
Can we talk about one quick character, four quick characters? Because there weren't 5 in this movie that I'm looking at again. There were 4 Dinobots. Like all of a sudden we decide, right? Snarl's not in this.
right.
I think Snarl appears twice. I think
Later, like the Dinobots.
I think at the beginning, and that's it. You only see only 4, and that's it.
Why are Dinobots so dumb? Like
They're hilarious. They're great.
Yeah.
But
them the only ones. Like because I'm watching this again, but again, it always was like this in the series. Those were the only ones they would put up against Devastator. They was like, we ain't got nothing except these big dumbass dinosaurs that just want to fight. That's all we got against Devastator.
Like strength, that's it.
And you know what? You bring up a good point about that, Jay, because here's the thing. Even though this was supposed to take place after season 2, we did have some people that could have went toe-to-toe with Devastator, but they didn't put them in the movie for some reason because you had the aerial bots and you had protector bots.
That's
but
true.
Again,
they were there.
They ain't put them in the movie for some
reason.
reason.
In production when
plus,
season 2 came out, though.
Yeah, you're right. And plus, Combaticons also.
Yeah.
So, I mean, since we on this, who's some people you wish would have been in the movie?
Omega
Supreme.
Omega Supreme. To see, because I'd have loved to see Unicron rip him in half.
Oh, damn.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, damn. Let's keep it a buck. Omega Supreme, because we've seen him blow up before when he's tried to transform, and he was like self-destruct. He had blow. I would love to see Omega Supreme try to turn to a rocket, and Unicron like no, and just rip him in half. You're like,
that would have been crazy. I would have liked the Autobot City would transform Metroplex. That would have been out of control.
That would have been
cool. Because the city was transforming. I thought it was going to be the city, but he just transformed to like a
battle station.
Right.
Yeah,
that would have been out of control.
I wouldn't mind seeing my boy Skyfire because I've always done.
Oh, right.
You don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I would like to have seen Cosmos.
Little fat Cosmos. Little Cosmos. Little Thickums.
Man. Yeah. Twirling around like that.
I want to see the aerial bots. That's what I wanted to see in the movie. Was the aerial bots.
I mean, and like you said, the movie was in production when season 2 came out, so it was they had to figure out what Gen 1s we keeping, what Gen 1s are we using that we have access to, what's ready, what's ready. So I get it. So it's some things that were, and the cartoon seasons were so much longer back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
60 episodes for one season. You're like, still gonna keep going?
Yeah. Because but that was before the concept of like, hey, let's put a cap on things. Like, it wasn't that big. Then it was only happening for like stuff like Three's Company and sitcoms was capping seasons, not Thundercats ran like 162 episodes in a row, as I recall.
Yeah, that's true because they weren't really showing arcs, right? Your arc was in the actual episode. It wasn't arcs over a couple episodes. It was only in the episode was your arc. That was it.
Right.
Yeah. Same for the first run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It ran like if you were to go back and watch it back then, that thing ran from like fall all the way to the next fall, damn near.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to interject again. I'm just watching the part where Hot Rod causes the death of Optimus Prime, and he is totally complicit in Prime's death. He is totally complicit. He ran in, Prime getting shot all in the abdomen like he was living good. He tells Megatron, because Megatron begs for mercy. He says, "You who are without mercy now plead for it." Yeah. And here comes Hot Rod. I'm like, if you don't sit your dumbass,
right? Me to start this stuff.
And side note, I wonder if any real, or I ain't gonna say any real Transformers fan, but I wonder if anybody from the movie who was a fan of it call themselves come at Judd Nelson talking about, man, it's your fault, Prime died. It's your fault. Judd Nelson be like, dude, I was just a voice. Calm down.
This movie would have came out in the climate in which we are today, where people come in actors and everything like that for their roles. Oh, right. Absolutely. Judd Nelson's Twitter would be like, "You killed Prime."
Right.
Yo, there'd be so many memes right now. So many memes.
So many.
So many memes.
So many. Wow. Yeah. It's funny how that is now.
You know what? I'm also another thing we don't talk. You know what else is one of the things too about this movie is we actually see two characters that don't fully get to show off their full strength: Astro Trained and Blitzwing. Like even the two triple changes. Yeah, like these dudes, like Blitzwing goes and tries to shoot at the tank, and like you said earlier, pull this Mark barrel back. Like like this dude's a triple changer.
Yeah, and Prime scared him off. He was one of the ones that flew out of Prime's way.
He was like, "I want that smoke." I'm like, cool. I saw the Dirge. I want that smoke. Right. Be good, fam.
Yeah. That scene put a big smile on my face. You know, one must stand, one must fall. That whole I always say, what did he say? Oh man, when he transformed,
one shall fall.
No, before that he was like, God, Megatron must be stopped by all costs, and then he transformed and rode off. Woo! They start hitting everybody with his joint.
Smog dropped down as the truck out the sky. Came out, was like, dude.
Yo, it was amazing. And he crushed the Insecticon's head. Oh, who did that?
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod did to get inside. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was on Cup and Hot Rod. Yeah,
that was awesome.
But I have to say, I was really happy when Blaster finally got some tapes. I was so happy.
Oh yeah.
I was so happy as a child.
Yeah.
Like it's
Blaster. That's because Blaster was a black dude that we all know from the cartoons.
Yes,
and it was just like, no, we're gonna have Blaster just play music. And he's just gonna play music and maybe relay a message. You're like, he needs to do a little bit more. Just like the most useless person, and I hate to say it, and I know y'all brought him up earlier. The most useless Autobot out of everybody is Perceptor. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. Perceptor ain't nothing but a damn microscope.
Yeah,
that's all.
Perceptor.
Yo, see that's where you got to dip
in the movie. Yes,
you got to dip because Perceptor is a sniper. In the comics, the current he's a sniper.
He's a sniper.
Okay, somebody decided, we just can't have him out here living like this. Like, this is just not good.
Can't have him just looking at organisms. You gotta do something else with him.
Oh, what do you see? I see his man's cell count. Like, no one cares.
It was funny. Braun got on him about that in the episode when they had to shrink to stop Megatron.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember the part of the movie after they escaped from the attack from Galvatron. Or Magnus asked Perceptor, find a spot to move. Perceptor going through all his little diatribe. Magnus would go like, all right, can you find us a damn?
Oh, yes.
Can you just get to the point? Like, can you just get to the point, bro? Like, you just doing all this talking. Like, it's unnecessary, fam.
Yeah. How did you guys feel? Did you see this coming when Unicron transformed into a robot? Did you see that coming? I didn't.
No,
I did not.
No, I didn't see
that happen.
I had no clue.
Yeah, I was like, what?
My God, I'm just like, he's the biggest transformer ever.
When that happened, I was looking the same way Galvatron was looking. I was like,
that's why Galvatron was like, remember Galvatron was like, you don't run me, you ain't nothing but a planet, dude. What you thinking? And you're like, oh,
right.
He was like, well, you will witness his dismemberment. And I was like,
put his hand on the planet.
Yes,
put his hand like
nothing to me has ever topped that.
Palmed it like Michael Jordan.
Right.
I watch a planet grow a hand and put its hand on a planet.
Planet, right.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Look, I'm sorry for all my bad decisions. You know what? When you need some coffee, 2 planets over, they got some good ass coffee. I know you probably had no good coffee. Like, I was just
straight up.
My mind would have been blown, like, just to be there witnessing that. Like Chauncey said, man, I had the same look Galvatron.
What?
I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
man.
And
Crazy.
then my man had the biker mustache to top it off.
Oh, yeah.
Like what is happening here?
Oh, man. Old racist Unicron, huh? Oh, well.
Hey, Unicron was a planet supremacist. You were like, sir,
Right.
sir.
Munch
Oh,
on your
man.
planet. Hey, yo,
Kid trying to commit genocide. This is terrible.
speaking of Unicron, that was actually Orson Welles' last acting role. In his
Yes,
life.
it was.
Yes, it
That was
was.
his last acting
Hilarious.
role.
Hilarious.
What a way to go out.
Hey, man. Big talking planet. I'm in.
Yeah, I wonder how they presented that to him. I wonder what was the pitch to him. Because
I mean, you're gonna be the voice of destruction. What? How much of destruction? Read page 87 in the script. Like that's how much. Page 87, a hand appears. Like, oh, okay. Like,
I can see that.
right there.
I can see that
That's the
conversation.
line. That's the one.
yeah, we got Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron.
Old school Hollywood. I just wonder how they pitched it to him.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
you gotta
old
remember, I mean,
Hollywood for that time.
I mean, yeah, but this is the dude who did War of the Worlds. You know what I'm saying? So he does that. So it's like we need something. We need you because your voice is as imposing as it was in your broadcast. And the most imposing thing you'll say is 3 words: "I am Unicron." Like he says a whole bunch of imposing stuff, but the very introduction when Megatron is floating after being thrown out of Astro Train. It's just here that I am Unicron, and it's just it's the booming voice that he has with it.
Yeah, he has some. Your bargaining position is dubious. Like his whole thing.
Yeah, man. Between that and just letting him know, like, yeah, man, this is for children. This is the hottest selling toy to date. You know, you'll be part of a huge franchise. Yeah, man, you may want to be on this, and it's for children. Think of your grandkids.
Right.
I mean, but like these are one of those cartoons where it is for kids, but it gets so dark. You're like, is it for kids?
It was PG-13. It was PG.
Yes, it was PG-13.
PG, right? PG.
Let me make sure. Let me double check. I think
it's PG-13 now.
Was it PG now? Okay, back then it was PG.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it changed with the ratings, like everything has. So
yeah, because he drops the S-bomb.
Yeah, and for that time, that was like in the kids' movie. That was huge. Like major.
Yep,
that was major.
Spike got the potty mouth.
Right.
Yeah, what other we had in the movie?
Yeah, Robert Stack, Ultra Magnus, John Nelson was Hot Rod. You had old boy from Monty Python was Red Guy. I think Eric Idle.
Eric Idle, yeah. Yes. Leonard Nimoy.
It's PG-13. Yeah, PG-13.
Oh, okay. There it is. There it is.
Now,
yeah, man.
As much as we love and dig this joint, how ironic do you find it that maybe after a year later that G.I. Joe kind of sort of tried to emulate it some way, shape, or form?
That's all Hasbro. That's all Hasbro.
Yeah, it's all Hasbro.
That was all Hasbro. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they saw the success of this and, tried to, and put it on that where, a series where you have just a bunch of, men running around trying to shoot each other and missing badly.
Right.
Telling themselves soldiers for, pseudo USA.
Right. And then when it comes to movie time, then, it's like, all right, taking gloves off.
Yeah.
People getting put in the hospital in G.I. Joe the movie. What? No, I'm gonna get out the way when the laser comes for the tank. No, I'm getting put in the hospital or might die.
Yeah, that and you had a body horror for freaking Cobra Commander.
Yeah, they did a lot. G.I. Joe went dark.
Deep edge.
They were like, yo, if we can have Optimus Prime die, imagine what we can do with Cobra Commander. Like, what do you mean? We can turn him into an actual snake. But you got Serpentor. No. I'm talking way darker. You're like, okay. And then you see,
yes.
I wouldn't mind Lieutenant Falcon got shot.
Yeah, because basically, let's keep it 100. Lieutenant Falcon was basically Hot Rod for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, I mean, it was just another toy advancement. That's all it was.
That's all it was.
That's all it was. Another toy event.
I think the next show he became like a drug addict.
Oh man, how did you guys feel? I don't know if you guys saw it or not. That Bumblebee movie that came out. I mean, the opening.
The opening was amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Well, it was that feeling you wanted that you didn't get from the original Transformers movie.
Yeah, the Michael Bay stuff. Yeah,
the Michael Bay joint didn't give you that, but that Travis Knight one, you were like,
yes.
Oh, this is it.
Yeah, I must have watched that opening maybe like 50 times. No exaggeration, 50 times over and over again. Because
I was like a lady in the 5 Heartbeats, the mama, when her son was singing, that was me.
She's like, what the hell?
Yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
One man said he was the mom in 5 Heartbeats.
They finally got it right.
That's what's up. Yeah. And you know what? I watched that opening.
That opening was major.
I never watched the rest of the movie, mind you, but I just saw that opening. That's all I watched.
What happened to the rest of Bumblebee? I don't know. I just think it's fast.
But did you see the beginning when Optimus Prime and Starscream and they had Soundwave and they ejected? I'm like, what's going on? Why are we leaving this? Why are we gonna leave this to go to Earth? Oh well, I'm leaving too. Peace.
No.
That was actually not too bad. That's actually pretty cool.
Enjoy Bumblebee.
Like triple changers and it works.
Yeah,
they work.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take your word on that one, man. They left side of the track.
Stuff, trust me.
That first hard. Yo, that first 5 minutes was better than anything Michael Bay has done with Transformers.
Oh my God.
Anything. Anything. My man had the nerve to have something called Devastator in one of his things and have like the nuts combine together.
Yo, I remember all of us I think we all saw Revenge of the Fallen. We saw that scene on the freighter ship where you saw the construction bots and you saw the Decepticon emblem and you was like, yo, these are the Constructicons. And you see him jump off to resurrect Megatron. You're like, yo, we're going to get Devastator. And then you're like, they merged and you was like, what is this gorilla?
What is this?
What is this? This is not my Devastator.
I'm still mad about their Jetfire. Make him an old man with a cane and a beard.
Yeah. At
Michael
that point,
Bay screwed up a lot of legendary Transformers.
Right.
And Jazz.
What's up, little bitches?
Oh Lord, and them Negro bots.
Oh
God.
The Coon twins. Let's not get Chuck and Jive. Oh, like what?
Yeah, gold tooth.
A gold tooth, son. I'm like, all right, man.
I quit. Turn this movie off. I quit. No.
Yeah, son.
Yeah, I was done with my first one. I did make my way through the rest of them, but it's painful. It was so painful.
Yeah, no, I was done after the first one. I saw that Devastator one on a bootleg somebody brought over because they wanted to watch a bad movie night.
Right.
And I was like, this isn't even worth a bad movie, man. This is terrible. Terrible. Yeah. You know, especially the love I have for these Transformers. You gonna give me this? All right, man.
Made Hound fat, gave him a cigar and a beard.
Making shit up at this point.
Hound.
And got worse what he did to the Dinobots. I was like, yo, what is this, sir? What is this?
Yeah, I stayed away.
Only reason why I gave part 3 the time of day because I heard part of it was going to be filmed in Chicago and see what they did. I looked, I was like, what?
What? Jay, and I saw part 4. You know how irate I was? Thankfully, I rented it on Xbox. I still want my $5 back, whatever much I paid. When it was over with, finally, 1, it gave me a headache. 2, I was so mad, I rolled the sock off my foot and stood at the screen. I was like, I'm not watching no more Mike Bay Transformers ever again.
Yeah, nah.
I never watched that film ever again.
Yeah, he can lose his rights to do the. He can lose them.
Yeah, I hope
Please,
so.
someone take him. Someone take him.
I hope so.
Someone take him. But I mean, those movies,
Travis.
they were financial successes, so you know.
Yeah.
Can't blame nobody but the people, man. At that point.
Yeah.
I gave my money to the first one. I'm guilty of.
Oh yeah, we all did.
I think we all are. I think we all guilty of that.
Yeah. We had to. You had to give it a try. You know what I mean? But then you saw Optimus Prime hiding, trying to sneak around behind a house.
My bad. What?
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on?
I'll take that over him flying at the end of 4. He could have fly all this time. He knew and fly into space with no spaceship. What
Michael
the
Bay,
who wrote
man.
this? I go out and cuss him out. Who wrote this?
Michael Bay. Michael Bay, man. That's all I can say. I
Probably,
just got to
probably somebody who currently work for the DCEU.
There it is.
Real quick before you say, when you think about something real quick, and I'm glad you brought that up, but I'm gonna go to the other brand. This basically watching Unicron makes him one of the first Celestials we ever see.
Oh, there you go.
Facts.
There you go. You can see that. You're right.
Makes him one of the first. Like he's a Celestial, but he's almost like Galactus at the same time.
Mhm.
He's a planet eater. You know what I'm saying?
As long as he's not a smoke cloud, I'm cool.
Smoke cloud, right? Oh man! Now this thing is coming back in the theaters, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be September 25th and 26th. I want to say.
Okay, maybe I'll see if I can try to check that out finally in the theater.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Check that out.
There's really a theater
coming back late September.
Yeah. So like one more go around. What besides The Touch? What's your favorite song or songs that you still listen to this day off the soundtrack?
Besides, You Got the Touch. Dare to Be Stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Transformer theme. Transformers.
Yeah.
That goes hard.
That goes so hard.
I said me that one, Instruments of Destruction, because that's always what made me think about Megatron and Decepticons ape shit on the Autobots. And Nothing's Gonna Stand in My Way.
I was going to say that.
Squid.
Yeah, that one, Dare, Transformers main theme, and Touch for me.
Yeah.
And Dare to Be Stupid, of course.
Yeah, I used Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way as the background music for a fight in one of my D&D campaigns.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the background music that I picked for the party that night for a big fight they had. So yeah, it's that thing has bled into so many other aspects of my world.
Very dope.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So, and I asked Jay this question a few months back, and he did this on his Mad Titan podcast show. I had asked if, since, Transformers at one point in time was part of Marvel / Hasbro, say if Transformers still existed in the Marvel universe, how do you think they could or would have interacted with, let's say, like current people in the MCU? Would you think it would have been overkill? You think it would have been spectacle or what?
I think, okay, like as someone who read and had a good portion of the comic series from the 80s, I remember the Spider-Man Megatron, the issue where Spider-Man crossed over and was dealing with Megatron.
Yeah, that was fine.
It was clunky. It's awkward. It's the scale that each operates on is so different. You would either have to make the Decepticons a full-on Marvel Universe threat, because you couldn't just say it's some big robots fighting in Colorado and the Avengers don't show up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. Like, they don't always interact with each other's things, but some things is like undeniable. 60-foot robots, everybody's coming to town.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming to town. And then what would be dope though, I won't lie, Transformers and Sentinels, man. Like mutant hunting robots that transform into cars and like are hiding as regular machines.
Master. Now, you know what? The only way I could have seen them interweave the Transformers into the MCU. Captain America, Winter Soldier. Now, remember one day at the end when he went down, they had that project, it had all these ships.
That's what they're working on.
And they had the chips in them.
Yeah.
Something goes wrong, they were able to transform. boom, that's how you get that going. And at that point, they're part of Shield's army type thing, and some defects, some go with with Cap, some do their own thing and meet up with Thanos at some point. Megatron meets up with Thanos at some point. I like the cut of your jib. I like yours too. Let's go kill some shit.
I like the cut of your
I think you gotta make them also limited in number. Like you can't have the full on Cybertronian race be alive.
No. Like I said, between those ships that they had there and whatever rogue Iron Man outfit suits that he had, that type of thing. You kind of use what's kind of already there.
Yeah. Basically, you have Ultron start something. Ultron is like, you know what? I'm the first of something.
Hey, listen. I'm sorry I cut you off. You
no worries.
No, you're right. No, Ultron, you're right. Ultron is the key to all that. Ultron could be your Unicron.
Sorry, he's the Unicron. No, I'm part of something bigger. And so now he creates, instead of these little drones, he creating robots. He's like, no, these aren't just regular androids, robots, whatever you think they are. Next thing you know, you see these mocks turning into Ferraris. You're like,
yeah, there you go. That's the gateway. That's your gateway. Yeah. There you go. Let me go write this down, fellas. Be back.
We're gonna make this pitch real quick. All right, Ultron is Unicron.
I go slightly a little crazier and add animals to that too, including a few Beast Wars, because that means you don't know what is around you that's in disguise as a robot.
Right, there it is.
It could be a Ferrari, it could be a Rhino, it could be a gorilla, it could be a jet, it could be a tank. You don't know what's coming at you.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some spots they could have, dropped some Transformer stuff in there to make it kind of flesh it out and make it work.
Right.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Sure. Well,
fellas, I like that question. That's a good question.
That's cool. It's cool. Well, fellas, I thank you all so much for your time and energy on this. This has been a blast. Thanks for anybody who watched this. Everybody drop down, where they can find you at and check you out.
You can find me at SOULFOTO on Instagram, and from there you'll see everything about the Fly Nerd Group and where to find everything else we do from there.
All right, I got a lot. I'm Twitter, Instagram, and Mr. J Washington. It's there. Mad Titan Podcast, everywhere you get your podcast from. I get you caught up in all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. It's Barbershop Talk for Nerds. Blurs in the Hood every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Me and Winston A. Marshall. We talk about pop culture, news, entertainment, sports, and a whole lot more from a Blur's perspective. And we are unapologetically black. YouTube.com and Twitch.tv, both /Blurs in the Hood, BLERDS. The letter NTHEHOOD.
Nice. I'm there with part of Double Toasted, the conglomerate, Double Toasted. Talk about movie reviews, pop culture as well. Basic foolishness around the world, man. Check me out there on Mondays on the show called What Up, Son.
Word. And you can check myself out at Chauncey C. Woodson on Facebook. I also got my page, Chauncey in the Chat Live. That's CHAUNCINE Chat Live. You can also find me on the Instagram page as well. And this is my first StreamYard joint. So I'll be doing more stuff here on the StreamYard side. And hopefully I'll love to have these cool gentlemen with me in the near future on some future episodes, streaming it up, talking some good movie-ish. And once again, thank you, gentlemen, for your time and energy. Appreciate you.
No doubt.
Thank everybody who did watch. And I appreciate y'all as well. So enjoy Saturday. Stay safe. And we are out.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
Later, guys. Nice.
Get out of here.